If I remember from the Spider-Man episode, you left it I think at 5 or 6 minutes into the episode.
Okay, thank you for reminding me. I don't really remember which one was it, so... Yeah, maybe in the future we'll see it. Arigato! Thank you! This video contains the sense of explicit bullshit. Asak Fakari! Yay! Let's go, Dayo. It's Resident Evil!
Capcom is a name that needs no introduction. In the 80s and 90s, Capcom was one of the most dominant companies in the arcade and home console market. You'd be hard-pressed to go somewhere in public and not see a Capcom machine or one of their games at somebody's house.
I love Capcom!
In 1993, Capcom began development on a new game with a focus on horror. Originally conceived as a remake of the 1989 horror RPG Sweet Home for the Famicom, Capcom put Tokuro Fujiwara, the game's original director, in charge of the project. Fujiwara made his name in Capcom as the producer and sometimes director of a ton of great games such as Ghosts and Goblins, Bionic Commando, DuckTales, and Chip and Dale on the NES. Hell, he even produced almost every...
That's a Mega Man? That's a Mega Man? What the fuck? ねえ、なんで6万こんなきしょいのなんで What the fuck happened to Mega Man? おっさんやんけ Oh my god, it's just おじさん though. What the fuck? ねえ、見てこれ特にひどい These are, especially these one, what happened? It's just the おっさん who cosplay as a Mega Man. おっさんのコスプレやんけこんなの What is this pose too? ポーズも変 What the heck is this だよ What the heck is... I remember him as a looks different, not this one! ねえ、やだ
Every Mega Man game on the NES and SNES. Best of all, though, he produced the classic Street Fighter 2010. Hot damn. To direct the project, Fujiwara chose Shinji Mikami, the designer of Disney's Aladdin and Goof Troop on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, no joke. Who would have thought that the designer of Goof Troop would go on to create one of the most iconic horror series ever made? In '96, Resident Evil came out. The game revolutionized the horror gaming genre, even going as far as coining the term survival horror.
Wait, so this is this Resident Evil is the origin of the survival horror? でもさ、バイオがサバイバルホラーの原点なの The term? へー。Wow, I didn't know that! Survival horror is one of my most favorite genre. Really? そうなんだ。へー、すげえバイオ。My gosh, I can't wait for the 9. I'm very excited about it though. 9めっちゃ楽しみ。アンディちゃん Thank you for 5 gifted subs だよありがとう Thank you so much, Prahlad Thank you so much, Prahlad I hope you have a wonderful day enjoying my stream too ありがとうなるほどね My gosh I played a first Resident Evil 1 remake as a Jill, but I also want to try as a Chris too
So someone at Capcom North America hired a guy to do the first Mega Man box art at the very last minute. We still don't know who the person is and is probably dead, hiding their shame forever.
なるほどね Yeah, I also want to play Resident Evil 1 remake as a Chris too. バイオのね、1のリメイクは遊んだんだけど、前回ジルで遊んだから、
The series is still going strong today, spawning a shit ton of sequels, as well as a movie that also spawned a shit ton of sequels. But today,
oh my gosh, I know this movie. I know that movie.
As well as.
これ知ってる Okay, personally, I think this one was kind of cool. I saw it on I think it was Amazon. Dude, this one was kind of cool too, I guess. I think I watched all of it. 多分全部見た. My gosh, I will never forgive them. The May Leon, like that. Didn't he touch that ate his butt or something? In the movie? なんかさ、映画でさ、レオンをさ、なんかスケベワチしなかった、この映画。ねえ、I remember that. Yeah, something like that. レオンが、ゲームのレオンと違かったの。Yeah, the Leon personality was a little different from the game. ね。Yeah, he touched her side.
The director of these films and the main actress are married couple, and you can really tell.
なるほどね、なるほどね。But yeah. It's different だよ。It's different. I would say Chris was kind of different too. クリスもなんかちょっと違うんだよな。I don't know. So I'll say these first two was fun to watch it, but from here something has been different. And it doesn't really feel like a Resident Evil anymore. It's just like I remember in the JP community, people were saying that like なんだっけなんて言ってたんだっけこれなんかさ、日本のミームなんか呼び方あるよね。Which is, I forgot how do I call it. で、そう、なんかね、この2つはすごい面白かった。These first two was really fun to watch it. I feel like it's kind of like a very different from the game.
A movie that also spawned a shit ton of sequels. But today, I want to focus mainly on the PlayStation 1 era of Resident Evil. The games focus less on all-out combat and more on conserving your items. This adds a lot of tension because if you run out of ammo, you're fucked. This is where the survival part of the genre comes in. It's about escaping rather than fighting. The controls take a lot of time getting used to. I've referred to them in the past as tank controls because—
Oh my god, the tank control! Oh my god, why is it tank control だよ? Tank control だよ。マジラジコン操作マジ難しいからね。I try to run away from zombie, but Jill keeps running into the wall. Ended up, zombie is catching up and eat だよ。Yeah! 逃げようと思ってもジルが壁にズンズン突き進んでるから進まねえの。
Because pushing up makes you move forward no matter what direction you're facing. Pair this with the camera angles and it's real disorienting. I fucking hated the tank controls, but looking back on it, it did nothing to hurt Resident Evil's legacy.
Oh my gosh, I remember like these walls, my character keep scratching their shoulder against wall like こう壁にゴリゴリこうやってさ、めっちゃ体をこすりつけながら走ってた。
Tank controls, but looking back on it,
even the remake is still tank control. Apparently you can change it, but I kind of wanted to experience the old game experience on the remake, so I decided to do it with the tank control. But if you get used to it, it's not that bad. But oh my, until you get used to it, everything is terrifying. ヘニャーね、リメイクでやったから、普通のコントロール操作にもできたんだけど、せっかくならね、昔の感じのやつやってみたいなと思ったけど、まあ難しかった。
It did nothing to hurt Resident Evil's legacy. One thing I find funny is at the end of every game, you trigger a self-destruct timer.
Yeah.
It's like they couldn't come up with any more ideas how to end the games, so they just rehashed the ending of the first one. After making the first 3 games for the PlayStation, Capcom set its eyes on the new systems that were on the horizon. From here on out, Resident Evil was going next gen. Except for one last game on the PlayStation, Resident Evil Survivor. The game came out in 2000. By then, a real Resident Evil sequel called Code Veronica had already hit the Dreamcast. Not to mention, the PlayStation 2 was only a few months away. So basically, this game is kicking the PlayStation while it's already down. Mainly in the balls. This game is... Hear that?
Uh-oh. This is a Capcom chopper. No, it's going down. Run! Run! どうせカプコン製のヘリだぞ。逃げろ! A Capcom helicopter? 100%? They're going down. What the heck?
Hey, who are you guys? And why are you in my yard?
Wait, what
Hello?
is this? 何これ?
Hello? Hello?
何これ?
Wow. What an asshole.
It's an intro? It's an opening for the Resident Evil? Yeah, I only saw the remake one, so this is the first one? 1ってこんな感じやな。リメイクしか知らなかった。
Jill, run for that house!
Yeah, fuck that. I'm going home.
I like how he's in the movie with them. Oh my god, the loading screen!
You see that shit? Well, I guess I gotta explain. The Umbrella Corporation,
was
they moved in next door,
amazing.
set up a secret lab, and now there's monsters and stuff, and I don't know what to do. Well, I guess I'll pop in the disc, play some Resident Evil Survivor, have a pint, and wait for all this to blow over.
Oh my gosh! I know that reference! Shaun of the Dead! Shaun of the Dead だ! Oh my gosh! I love that movie though! Shaun of the Dead だよ! No way!
How's that for a slice of fried ass? So here we are, Resident Evil Survivor, the turd of the series. The unplanned turd when Capcom shit their PlayStation pants beyond any hope of cleaning. So bad they had to throw it away. The game starts with a wall of text that takes forever to scroll. Even the narrator doesn't have the patience to wait for it. He reads most of it before it even hits the screen.
Oh.
Wipe out the entire city. However, this was not the only location where an outbreak occurred.
Then the cutscene starts, and man is it ugly. Just look at the intros for Resident Evil 2. At the time, these looked great, and this came out 2 years before. So this guy's seen hanging from a helicopter, falls off, and the copter crashes. Then that same helicopter shits another guy out. Seriously, look at this. The helicopter's on fire, and this dude just shoots out like a turd with an explosive fart behind it. And there's your main character, Helicopter Diarrhea. What a lame character. He looks generic, and his clothes are that particular shade of mold-covered shit green. Man, how many times can I talk about shit before I even played the damn game? So the game starts, and it's in first person, which seems like it would be awesome.
Hi.
Yeah, a first-person Resident Evil game sounds like a great idea on paper. Too bad it's on toilet paper. You know, I've probably talked about shit more times than I've actually shit. But it's a fact that when they wrote down the idea for this game, they wrote it on toilet paper.
Resident Evil Survivor, first person plus shitty control video game,
The paper that was already used. All right, let's get on with this. The main problem is they kept the controls of the other games. Also, to fight, you have to hold down R1 and move a cursor on your target. The game was originally made as a light gun shooter with GunCon support, but that might have made the game somewhat decent, and that's obviously not what they were going for here. You run into an alley and fight the first zombie, and it's awful. You shoot him 4 times, he falls awkwardly and shits a key out. Seriously, look at it. It comes out of his ass.
Ew.
You know, I'm starting to notice a trend here. The zombie shits out a key, the helicopter shits out the main character, and Capcom shit out this game. After you pick up the key, you choose between 3 doors. Each one brings you to a different location. This place is some kind of movie theater. Here you come to your first puzzle, if you even call it that. In the older games, you had to solve puzzles to find certain items and open new paths. Some were easy, like pushing blocks to make a bridge, but others you'd have to use a little more thought, like pushing buttons in the correct order to find an item. Resident Evil Survivor, however...
Wait, chat. Does original Resident Evil has Alyssa Trevor like they did in a remake? さ、オリジナルのバイオってさ、リサトレバー出てくんのリメイクみたいに。No? Oh wait, no? Really? You don't see her? So there is no lore about Lisa Trevor in the first original one? あ、いないんだ。Lisa Trevor and no Crimson Head Zombie. My gosh, thank goodness. I hate them. They're scary as fuck. Even I defeated them, they might come back stronger than ever. And I hated it because they're terrifying. Oh my goodness, thank goodness. I want to play the original now.
Just has you find an item in the same room and use it. Here, you find some film and put it in the projector. Afterwards, you run back to the theater, and there's a key for no reason. So you get the key and leave the theater. Then you encounter some zombie dogs and a ringing phone. The phone hang up? How about the fucking game turn off? At this point, the game starts throwing a variety of enemies at you, but you always face one type at a time. There's a mix of monsters from the first 3 games, like these jumping lizard guys called hunters, giant spiders, birds, and lickers. Yeah, that's their name because they have a giant tongue they lick you with. Real
Oh my gosh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they call
clever.
it.
Sometimes you run into this big asshole. At first I thought he was the boss,
Oh, wait,
but he's
isn't
so
that
easy
pineapple?
and he shows up a lot. At one point you're walking in this
pineapple.
dark cave or something and there's like 10 of them. They give you ammo when you kill them by shitting it out, of course. The same guy shows up in Resident Evil 2, but there he's scary. He stalks you all throughout the second scenario. He even transforms in the end and becomes the final boss. But here, he just walks around like he's lost and lets you shoot him. Seriously, I kill every one of these guys and barely ever take a hit. So anyway, I head into this library and there's this tiny bald guy who calls you Vincent. He tells you that this is all your fault and then he runs away. I sense a twist. It turns out that the little guy is the janitor of the fucking sewer and he actually lives down there. You find this out by reading his diary that's just left on a desk. Dear Diarrhea, I'm the biggest fucking loser in the whole world. Through reading it, you also discover the main character is the evil Vincent, a high-ranking member of the Umbrella Corporation and the man responsible for the outbreak. What a twist!
Wait, that's him?
I am Vincent. It was all my fault.
Wait, so he lost the memory? He didn't know that too. 記憶喪失なんだ。
Then a kid walks in and dances like he has ghost peppers concealed in his... you know where. The character animation in this game is laughable. They all look like they're doing the robot. Even the zombies are animated like shit. When you kill them, they fall like a sack of bricks. Wow. Either there's some frames missing, or a gravity rift opens and thrusts them to the floor at the speed of light. It's hard to believe, but the voice acting is the worst of any Resident Evil. I know people joke about the first one.
What is this? Wow. What a mansion.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right.
Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
But listen to this.
Oh, can you hear me? Who are you? What are you doing? Answer me! Umbrella. So
いやでもやっぱ声優さんってのは難しいお仕事だからね。ヘリャが同じことやってもきっともっとひどくなる。But guys, voice acting is such a very difficult job. And then I think around this time you said 2000? I'm not sure though, but maybe voice acting wasn't huge as today, maybe. So yeah, if I do the same thing like they did, I'll do more horrible though. ね、いや。ね、2000年でしたっけ？やっぱ声優さんっていうのが今ほどね、特に彼ら大きくなかったかもしれないから、ね。意味なんかやったら多分もっとひどいよ。If I do it, I'll be even more horrible だよ。ね。
Back then, from what I remember, I knew some good actors, but how they did it, they were in a rush to just do their lines and leave. No time for practice.
なるほどね。
this is where the city is controlled from.
There's a prison area with a bunch of naked zombies everywhere. Of
Naked
course you find a
zombie?
bunch more diarrhea. This one's from a prisoner that says he was abducted by the Men in Black. Oh, does that mean Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones work for Umbrella too? After the prison, you go into this office building and get to see probably the funniest cutscene in any game ever. It starts off with a voice message from Vincent's mom.
Vincent, it's me, your mother.
What? Why does it sound like this is gonna be a scam? Vincent, I had a car accident. To pay my bills, I need $1 million. Can you please pay me to my bank account? Here's my bank account. なんかさ、すごい詐欺っぽいんだけど、ヴィンセント、ちょっとお母さん交通事故に遭っちゃって、相手のなんか損害賠償払えないからここに振り込んでくれるかな今すぐこの電話持って銀行まで行って take this phone and go to the ADM, so I'll tell you which one is it, like that. Nah.
Mother.
Like, who will say this is your mother? Wait, do people say it in English though? In Japanese though, I don't really hear the people say like, hello, this is your mother, like that. Ne. 言わないよね。母です。母ですって全部口で言わないよね。ね。Really? Yeah. So every time I hear like someone say, Vincent, this is your mother, like that. It sounds like it's a scam. Hey, this is mom. Ah, okay, got it. なるほどね。
Vincent, please. Listen to your mother. I want you to
need a
leave
money,
Umbrella.
please.
I want you to
Let's just
stop
go
with
to
all
the
this
bank account
terrible
ATM so I
crimes
can
and
tell you
just
which bank
come
account
back.
I want you to transfer money
That's
into.
in the finished
That's
game.
probably what she's
Next, you
saying.
get the worst run cycle ever. Look at that. The kid runs full force and only goes like 3 feet. Was this really the best they could have done? So you chase these little bastards through a river or something, and you run into these weird vibrating giant spiders. I think they glitched, but I played through this part a couple times, and it always
so it's
happens.
not a glitch.
The game I have is in near perfect condition, so my only conclusion is they're meant to just vibrate.
Well,
After that, you get to the
dead.
kid's house. There's some items here, including herbs. I forgot to mention that herbs are the method of healing in the Resident Evil series. The programmers of this game should have smoked less herbs. You can combine herbs together if you have an hour of free time. Just look at this. I picked up a red herb and I want to combine it with a green herb to make a full heal. I select the green herb and then have to find the red herb. The scrolling takes forever. In the older games, it was like 2 seconds. Also, I feel the Resident Evil way of using items was always weird. First, you find an item and check it, and then it asks if you want the item. Well, considering I went to pick it up, I'd say I fucking want it. Imagine if that's how it worked in real life.
It's a middle finger. Wait, chat, look. It's a middle finger. 中指立ててる草。
Where the fuck did my beard go? When you get to the kid's
He had it
house,
already.
you find the girl hiding in a room. It turns out the boy went to the umbrella factory, so you have to go find him. How he made it there is beyond me, because there's all
girl
kinds of
dressed like
hunters, dogs,
Mario.
and those big trench. How he made it there is
See? That little girl dressed like Mario. 格好がマリオなんだけど。
beyond me,
Where's
because there's all
Luigi?
kinds of hunters, dogs, and those big trench coat bastards. The Umbrella Factory has some of the worst music I've ever heard. And Resident Evil's known for having great music. It's creepy and unsettling. But this sounds like somebody bought a $2 Casio at the Goodwill and threw it down the stairs. How are they okay with this? Was there any quality assurance? So after running through a ton more monsters, you find the kid. He's being attacked by a hunter monster, so you shoot it. And now the kid loves you.
Please forgive me. What are you talking about? It's not your fault. Vincent is the one who caused everything. Well, I mean,
You? What do you mean? You're the detective. Your name is Ark Thompson.
What?
So it turns out you aren't Vincent. You're some dickhead named Ark Thompson, and you were acting as a spy to expose the Umbrella Corporation. The guy dressed in white who fell from the helicopter is actually Vincent. What a twist. This is where the game's writers make the lousiest attempt possible to connect this game to the Resident Evil canon.
That's right. At the request of my friend Leon
Oh my god, so it's him!
S. Kennedy, I came here to investigate.
Eh!
Oh, yes. I remember everything.
That's right. Leon from Resident Evil 2 is this asshole's friend. Leon was probably sending Ark there to die. Also, I find it weird he calls Leon by his full name. Who the fuck does that? And this is internal monologue. He isn't talking to anyone.
Oh,
So
people do that a lot in the Harry Potter, isn't it? Every single time everyone calls him Harry Potter. Harry Potter! でもハリー・ポッターでもフルネームだし
send the
ね。
kid
Every
by
single
himself
time, though.
back to find the girl, and they're supposed to meet you at the evacuation route later. Oh, and cue that self-destruct timer.
The self-destruction system has been activated.
Now, I've only been playing about an hour, and I'm at the end of the game already. Compared to the other Resident Evil games, this one is easy as